Let's start this video off right by first establishing that Alek Manoah is a freaking legend. Manoah, since his debut, has been consistently proving the doubters wrong. With a 2.6 career ERA in his first 2 seasons, it literally isn't even an exaggeration to say that this guy's having one of the best starts to his career ever. I mean, my guy is currently the 3rd favorite to win Cy Young this year. That does not happen to a lot of 3rd-year players. All of that being said, though, there is one very underrated storyline that not a lot of people are talking about right now that's truly going to have some big implications on Alek Manoah's game moving forward. Manoah's ability to adjust and overcome that change is going to determine a lot about this upcoming season. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at a change in the MLB that I really don't think is getting enough media coverage. This change is going to shift a lot of players' games like Alek Manoah and other pitchers around the league. Before we dive in, though, I encourage you guys to please hit the like and the subscribe button, and also comment down below, who do you think is going to win the American League Cy Young this year, and what are their stats going to look like? Alright, guys, let's get into the video. So if you haven't figured it out by now, the big change that I'm talking about is the pitch clock. A new addition being implemented by the MLB this season to try and shorten the average game length. Something that I personally think is very important for the MLB, just for growing the sport as a whole. Regardless, though, of why the MLB is doing this, it's obviously going to have some big implications on people like Alek Manoah and other pitchers alike. There's no denying that it's going to change how some players pitch. Before we look at Manoah, let's first establish the new rules. With no runners on base, the pitcher has 15 seconds to throw the pitch. With runners on base, that time increases to 20 seconds. The timer starts when the pitcher has received the ball from the catcher. Now, this is all fine and good, but for players that take their time, like Alek Manoah, this is probably not something that you're looking forward to. Baseball Savant has an incredible section on their website where you can actually see the average length that a player takes to throw the pitch. They call it tempo. Now, the way that they measure tempo is actually slightly different from the way that the pitch clock is going to work, so luckily for us, we can actually shave a few seconds off their tempo. But even with that being considered, we can still see that Alek Manoah is way over the designated time to throw a pitch. Shaving off a few seconds because the measuring system isn't the same is definitely gonna help, but obviously this is still gonna require some big adjustments from Manoah moving forward. Now, I want to come out and say right now that I have no doubt in my mind that he is going to be able to make this adjustment. He's obviously incredible at baseball, and considering he's 25, I don't think that he's been around long enough to become stuck in his ways. I do, however, think that it would be rather ignorant of us to not assume that there might be a little bit of an adjustment period. Baseball is all about rhythm, and Manoah has been pitching in the same rhythm for a long time. Getting out of that rhythm and creating a new one entirely, that is definitely a tall task. Luckily for Manoah, though, he's not going to be by himself during this adjustment period. Yu Darvish, Corbin Burns, Kevin Gausman, Shohei Ohtani. These are all big-name pitchers who also prefer to take their time between pitches. Personally, I think it's going to be extremely fascinating to see how these players adjust and what impact this pitch clock has on the game of baseball. Obviously, Manoah and others probably don't love the prospect of having to shift their game, but the times are changing and they're gonna need to as well. But guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.